Penalties conceded by the Valke.
17 missed tackles in one half, a real coach killer for SWD. The best defense in the competition coming into this match. Can they sort that out and hold out the Valke here in this second period? Driving them back towards their own line. Strong clearance though from Jachers. Well fielded on the left-hand touchline by Tyler Fisher. And that has gone straight up into the sky. Not what the doctor ordered. It will come back on Valke's side. Can they control though? It's been chipped over the top in a harem-scarum start to the second half. Was that a knock-on? That's come off the side of the boot. What's going on out there?
Straight on.
That there's a pickup out of the book. Unfortunately, taking the wrong club out of the bag, shanking it. Looks like my driver off the first tee. But once again, possession gifted back to the Eagles in a favorable position on the field. They need clinical execution at this line-out.
This is Jacques from Arc. Once again, Lukola Koza coming for one last word before the line-out commences. Excellent take in the line-out again. This Eagles line-out has been working outstandingly well. However, the rolling maul thereafter has continually been extremely fractured, and that's why it goes down just as it enters the 22-meter line of the Valke. They really had them on the run if they can hold that maul together. Mark takes it into the contact, captain of the Eagles side, over the ball and looking for a turnover. Skiombuzo Mabuza got no such luck. Cleared by Steyn. Charging straight through the center, Ruben Skuman. Now the men in motion for the Eagles, but the pass goes over the head of the first receiver. And it's been knocked on. The Valke have turned the ball over. Heartbreak again for the home side. But all the pressure is on Valke early on here. Jachers with the chip over the top for Taljaard. Well marshaled and tackled by Adri Jacobs on the touchline. And the Eagles are back in possession. Oh, it's scrappy everywhere you look. And Mark carries it in again for the side in green and white. Quick hands from Valke. Slow ball for Steyn, spread wide by Nel. Looking to unleash on the outside is Valke. He gives it off to Haynes. And Haynes passes it back inside, but that's loose as well. A line-out will be coming, and it is going to be in the favor of Southwestern District's Eagles. Just 3 minutes gone in this first half, in the second half, pardon me, and the ball's being thrown around with abandon.
Most definitely so, and it's the Eagles playing catch-up rugby. Trying to force the pace, but at the end of the day, sometimes with ball in hand, it's all about patience and creating that right to play the ball wide and create that space out wide to score tries.
This SWD side is being cut down by injuries. Man after man is just going down. Valke came off the bench, of course, wearing the 18 on his back. There are rolling subs. However, he's in serious trouble. Leighton Extian looked like he pulled a muscle. He shouldn't be coming back on. Alshon Bok took a big hit. Don't know the extent of the damage done to number 11, Alshon Bok. So SWD is struggling for numbers, surely now.
Well, the fact of the matter is that they have no backline replacements on the bench. They have no scrum half backline replacement, because the fact of the matter is Leighton Extian can play fly half, can play scrum half. He's no longer in this fixture. So it is tough times for this Eagles side, but at the end of the day, it's all about backbone, spine, guts, and determination. Who wants to hold up the silverware at the end of the second half?
And just to remind you, in the pool stage, Valke lost to Southwestern Districts on their home ground at Kempton Park.
Oh, that was a cracker. It was almost a 80-point fixture. Well, it actually was 70-point fixture, 36 points to 34. Eagles won that fixture, 6 tries apiece.
We have a replacement coming back onto the field is Vukile Sofisa. But also to add to that previous stat, right now the Southwestern Districts are looking to beat the Valke for the 3rd time in a row. So the Valke are really turning up one for the books here right now.
That'll table. What's happening? James, are we doing a sub? Yes or no?
Really in trouble. Valke, he is making us off the field there. He's not approaching that line out. Serious trouble for him, number 18. We do wish him all the best. Another perfect line out from the Eagles. This time they try to set that maul with more organization, and they do have it moving forward. Valke will have to be careful now. Look at them go. SWD have finally got that rolling maul working. But it's stopped again in its tracks by the Valke defense. Can they corkscrew? Can they wheel and move? Here they come again with the shifts. No, they've left the ball carrier behind. Advantage coming the way of SWD though, and rightly so. Short runners. It is the very underemployed Vuyon Borto. Stain is falling over the Valke defender sitting behind him.
Number 8 in and collapsing. 8 in and collapsing.
It's their captain Shane Kirkwood in the 4 jersey. Looking for another touch. Yes, they are. Southwestern Districts. It's go time right now. This is finals rugby. Kick to the corner and let's roll it up again.
Well, the driving maul from the lineup of the Eagles is functioning, and the penalty was conceded. The infringement was by Shane Kirkwood, their captain. Lateral entry, definite penalty. Eagles with a chance once again.
This line out, perhaps the most important so far in this match, and it's the one they get wrong. The Eagles have been almost perfect from the line out set piece, but this time it falls back on the side of the Valke and it's cleared into touch by Errol Jachers.
Oh, you hit it right on the head, Paul. It's the second line out that they have lost in this fixture, and that is the one that counted. That was the money ball.
Rolling subs continue in this Currie Cup First Division final of 2018. It is balancing on a knife's edge this match. 12 points the gap between the two sides, but the Eagles have come out the second half looking the better side, more intent on scoring. Valke yet to get going. And it's Alshon Bok who has returned to the field in the 11 jersey after taking that colossal hit in the first half. Great to see that he's fit and raring to go, and the Eagles certainly need it. And this rolling maul is looking just as positive as the last. No advantage as yet. The Valke are still sticking to the legalities, but they break blind now. Surely the Eagles have the numbers to move this forward. And forward they do move. Can they get the support in place? 5 meters out from the line now. They run out of players to hold it up. Off the ground, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Johan Stain. Oh, the distraught. He is distraught. It's writ large across his face. There he is, pulling the defender out of the maul. Vom, how did it go down?
Oh, it's a fantastic driving maul by the Eagles. Patience, clinical execution. They're on their feet. The driving maul is driven up. I don't know if that might have been collapsed, but there. Reinhard van As must be pulling his hair out of his head. That is a ball that needed to go out wide. There was space and numbers. Unfortunately for the Eagles, that's one that's gone begging.
He's just sorting out his strapping.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Eagles have looked the best at the scrum and the line out this evening. They haven't managed to get a penalty out the scrum. They haven't managed to get a try out of the line out.
Most definitely so. They have been very good at scrum time. Their lineouts and driving more from the lineouts has been exceptional, but it's just that final little touch. Coaching staff of the Eagles, nervous moments. Curries on the far left, their head coach, Reinhard van As. Worrying times.
One could say they look to be in a state of dis-ease.
New prop, keep it up this up, please.
There's your teammate, Vom.
I had the pleasure of playing with Rainey in 2003. As I said earlier on, he ran out 97 times for this Eagles side. Immense pressure.
Set.
And Vom, you're too humble to say it, but you came to this team on the back of a champion season at Benetton in Italy. Valke now breaking from their own line. Short run is by Grant Janker.
Balls available.
Very important that Valke control this properly. It does appear they'll be seeking to clear their lines. All of their players standing around and watching the number 10, Errol Jachers, who does clear those lines. Only as far as the 22-meter line, if that. No, about 10 meters out from the Valke line. The pressure is building on this side.
Ball came out.
Most definitely so, Paul. Continued pressure from the Eagles. Is this defensive line of the Valke going to crack? But in the second half, they do lead the Eagles 27 points to 15. But it's all the Eagles. They're in the right areas of the field. They need to come away with spoils.
Ruben Skuman has been rising high in that line out time after time to receive ball, as has Wynand Grasman, his lock partner. Jacques Vermaak to feed. Who's it going to be this time? Some shifting at the front from Janeman Stander. It's Grasman in the end who goes up, and the Eagles set the rolling maul again. Valke players immediately off sides. Can they hold this together? Get the ball to the back of that rolling maul. Yes, they can. Here's Vermaak. Jacques Vermaak at the back. He's creeping up the side. He needs players there with him. He's got them. They're moving. They're moving again. And they've been cut short. Incredible. Incredible not to make it to the line. But it's still on. It's Grasman. Grasman's dropped it.
He knocked the ball on. He knocked the ball on. All right, did you get a number? You didn't get a number. All right. Captain. 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 Listen, their maul is very dominant. They're going good, get forward. One of your players came in from the side. We didn't get a number. If that player were, had we gotten the number, that player was going to go into the bin. You need to be very careful how you defend the maul here. Yeah. I didn't get a number. Yes, I didn't get a number, unfortunately.
Referee Twengila Jadisweni could not get a number. Otherwise, somebody's going off. Hold on, let's listen in.
What are you doing? Going scrum. Okay. Scrum.
A whole lot of language involved there that I would dare not translate. But Southwest District Eagles have a huge opportunity here. They've chosen not to go for the touchline. They're packing down a scrum.
That is why the penalty was sanctioned by the referee, Twengila Jadisweni. That ball was collapsed. Is that a cynical play by the Valke? A definite yellow card. Unfortunately, couldn't get a number.
Set.
Really interesting call from the Eagles to go for a scrum after dominating two lineouts, but look at why they've done it. They are powering through this Valke side right now. Breaking from the back is Volskut. Volskut for the line. He's not there. The Valke are desperately defending their ground right now.
Leave it, leave it, leave it.
Crying out to the referee is Johan Stein, number 9 for the Eagles. Charging at the line now. Is that enough from the Valke? It is. Holding their ground with all that they have. What's the call here? Are we going to have a look? A couple of slaps on the back. Nobody seems quite sure.
I've got a ground in. I'm going to check it quickly. Johan?
Yes, Jody.
Give me a reason not to award the try.
Oh.
Okay, we'll have a look.
Thank you.
Well, the question has been asked. Give me a reason not to award the try.
If this one is over, this game is right back in the balance.
Any reason?
It's a good carry by the big prop forward, Tinus Nieuwoud. It's all about that grounding. Is he short? Is it on the line? The line is your friend.
I don't think the line's going to be the TMO's friend right now. That is a tight call. But like you said, the important question from Kwengile Jadazweni was, give me a reason not to award this try.
There he looks slightly short, Paul. Does momentum, forward momentum, get him over? There.
If I had to bet all my money, I wouldn't.
JD, I have a decision for you.
Yes, Jan.
The ball was initially placed short,
Yep.
and then the player propelled himself forward. I can't see it going over the line, but there was a definite propelling forward.
So there was definite propel, because I clearly had it on the line. So if you say the player propelled himself to the goal line, then I'm going to cancel the try and go back for the penalty.
Yes, so definitely short first and then propelled forward.
All right. Okay. Captain. All right. No try. Player propelled himself. There was a grounding, but I'm going to go back for the scrum penalty. Okay. Need to sort out. All right. This one?
Justifiably, the captain Jacques Vermaat from the Eagles asking the question. That is the third penalty in a row that has been sanctioned against the Valke. When is that card going to come?
Let's go. I haven't heard anything from the table. Let's go.
The Valke will be under huge pressure here, asking for yellow cards, which they deserve as well. Almost got over the line there.
Crouch.
Reynard van As, coach of the Southwestern Districts Eagles, must be running out of fingernails right now. The Eagles absolutely have to make this pressure count for points. Look at the power of that scrum. Volskut around the blind. Volskut out of the line for the try.
Well, it's continued pressure from this Eagles side. The set piece at the scrum. Fantastic work, a collective effort from the pack of forwards from the Eagles. The man that gets a hat-trick is the big number 8 from the Eagles, Wayne Wilskut. Lovely carry. He's a hard man to stop. Perfect body position. He puts his head down. He finds a blade of grass.
3 tries in a final. Take that. What a game from the big number 8 for the Eagles. Divan Nel with his side trailing by 7 points. This is a very important kick. Plenty of time left for anything to happen in this match, including the Valke reawakening, which they certainly did in the second half of the first. So this game is still very much in the balance. It's up. Oh, it's over. Oudtshoorn Park responds as Southwestern Districts finally pitch up here in the second half. This game is very much alive.
Outstanding carry by Volskut. And ladies and gentlemen, fasten those safety belts because we are going over the cliff in this one.
Oh, the finals in South African rugby this year. You cannot take your eyes off of them. What a year of rugby we have had, and it just continues. Here's the Currie Cup First Division final. Tomorrow we've got the 2 finals of the Currie Cup itself, and then the final coming up the next weekend. Rich entertainment for all of the rugby fans around South Africa, and it continues right here with Yanaman Stander. Stander still going, picking up and charging at the Valke defense. Are they running out of steam here, the team in red? Did they give themselves to the first half all too much? Can the Eagles capitalize here in the second? Still coming at them. I believe that's Yanaman Stander. charging at the line there. What a cut from Marlo Valke. Almost found a gap in that Valke defense. He scored 6 tries this season, Valke, and we've barely had the chance to say his name this afternoon or this evening. That passes from Haynes. Here's Bok. Bok deals with a couple. Does not connect with the support on the outside, and the Eagles almost playing it too quickly, growing in confidence, making a couple of errors. This ball might still be a bit greasy because there was a little bit of rain today. But it's all coming together here at Outeniqua Park. 5 points separate the two sides. What more could you ask for?
Unfortunately for the Eagles, that's an open and shut case of taking your eyes off the ball and looking at a Scud missile that's approaching, looking at the defender.
Janaman Stander makes his way from the field, now playing in the 25. And Weynan Grasman, how impressive has he been? He's coming off the field as well.
Patience in, new prop. Crouch.
Look at that stat, six scrums to SWD. Regular Judd is waiting.
I understand what you said.
Delivering his instructions to the scrum, and Valke need to be the team that heeds those instructions because the Eagles have been bringing it to them all half long in the scrum. In fact, from the first half, from the very first scrum, the Eagles had the upper hand, and they've only started making it count now.
Crouch. Boy. Sit.
Anrach Ruchter, anonymous for the first 16 minutes of this second half after dominating the first. That ball knocked on, no, it's free, and away goes Mabuza. Oh, that's the shoulder right there, it's Frosty. Valke on the attack, numbers to the left, Kirkwood spreads it. Here's Truter cutting back on the inside. The cover defense from the Eagles is superb, shutting that opportunity down. The Valke charging in, and Jacques Alberts knocks the ball on. It's uncompromising attack. There's space on the outside for the Eagles. Oh, this match is being played fast and loose. Both of these sides are taking a walk on the wild side this evening in George, and Outeniqua Park is the better for it. What a final we have on our hands. 5 points still stand between the two sides, and the Eagles are trying to attack from within their own half. Oh, what a pass that is from Kirsten Haynes, but it breaks down on the outside with Marlo Valke. Now it's coming back for the Valke. Oh, the players have got to be out on their feet out there. The pace of this match and the consistent knock-ons, though, are putting a hamper on the Valke's second half. That one comes from Jacques Alberts, his second in short order.
Number 3 green. Number 3 green.
Oh, Sikambuza. Mabuza sitting at a larger power step, maintains possession, showing why he played SA Schools back-to-back years in 2011 and 2012.
That player with the 15 on his back for the Valke is someone we have not seen enough of today. Andries Truter, product of Vredendal, went to Marties and TUT. He is an electric ball runner. He absolutely tears defenses up from the 15 position if he has the time and space, but SWD have denied him that here this evening. And Valke finally having problems of their own after SWD was suffering all of those. Björn Jacobs getting some treatment on the field right now. Wim, with 5 points standing between these two sides, which way do you think this one will swing in these final moments?
I want to sit on the fence in this one. It's all about who wants it more. Who wants to make history, be crowned as the Currie Cup First Division champions. It's about holding up that silverware. They've ticked all the boxes. Who's going to be more hungry?
And let's be honest, Vim, these two sides don't win a lot of silverware. In fact, the Valke only have one trophy. So how much would this mean to both of them?
Oh, it's a big occasion. It's all about big match temperament. As I said, who wants it more?
Free kick to Valke, who won the Vodacom Cup in 2006 when they beat the KwaZulu-Natal Wildebeest, representing their only silverware in the history of the club, which dates back to 1947. or the Union rather, while SWD last tasted glory back in 2007.
Well, they won the First Division Currie Cup in 2002. They won the Bankfin Cup. And then in 1999, they got knocked out in the semi-final of the Currie Cup under the guidance of...
I do know this one, Bum. Heineke Meyer.
Well done, Paulie.
Every year on the job, I get better, Bum.
Crouch. Bye. Sit.
21 minutes to play. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes locked on the screens of your World of Champions, because we've got a final for you to watch here. The Eagles disrupting that scrum of Valke. Have they managed to keep hold of this? They have, and not knock it on. Inside the half of SWD. With scant opportunities to attack here in the second half, can they capitalize on this one? On the wrong side, one of the Eagles players. It has been turned over to the Southwestern District's Eagles. Now, perhaps thinking about the kick, but that responsibility has been passed on to Kirsten Haynes, who does not make a great job of it. And a penalty comes the way of the Eagles, accidental offsides. Or rather offsides. Accidental offsides would be a scrum. That's Ekjan Talyacht.
That hasn't been an area that has let down this Valke side, and that is discipline. Penalty number 9 in this encounter. And as I mentioned earlier on, A, it's kept the Eagles in the right areas of the field, and B, it keeps that scoreboard ticking over. And once again, Eagles found themselves deep in the red zone. This is why the penalty occurred. It's a knock-on forward, and a player plays it there. That is a penalty.
Always feel for a player. It's so instinctive when it's that close. But Vumi was saying, that many penalties, no yellow cards. I wonder right now, they'll probably try another rolling maul. Will Koengile Jadisweni still count all of those penalties that the Valke gave away recently in Southwestern District's favor? Mark feeds again, another perfect line-out from the Eagles. Can they set another dominant rolling maul? No, they can't. The Valke strike back. Oh, that is splendid stuff. LaRue Bart in the 16 jersey is on for the Eagles. Still in control here, the home side. Steyn frees it from the base. Steyn again. Short ball, that is from Jacques for Mark. So they've got both hookers on the field right now.
Stay onside here, 5.
Breaking blind. Keeping it tight now are the Eagles. They've shown some forward dominance, not only in the scrum, but in the line-out as well. Why should it not be the case in open play is perhaps what they are thinking. But the Valke defense is stepping up right now, driving them backwards. Steyn working the options. Hat-trick scorer Wayne Volskut will have his eyes on the Man of the Match award should his team be able to overturn this 5-point deficit here in the second half. Less than 19 minutes to play. Both of these sides living right on the edge. Valke making tackle after tackle. That time jumping in as Martin Sitole scored 4 tries off the bench last weekend to help Valke reach this final. And charging through on that occasion is Skuman coming at them again. Steyn in control, they go left once more. Here's Fisher, Tyler Fisher. The dominant force in the 13 jersey. Here's Steyn. Oh, the dummy passes to the outside. And over the line is Marlon Veich. That's try number 7 for the competition. And SWD have the chance to hit the lead. The coaching staff is trying to keep their calm. So much time left to go. But this game is right on the line.
Well, the Eagles proving that persistence beats resistance. It's continued pressure. Wave after wave of attack. And as you mentioned, it's Marlo Weich that scores number 7 of his Currie Cup campaign of 2018. And we are level pegged with the conversion to come.
Enthralling rugby in the final of the 2018 Currie Cup First Division. Entertainment from the first whistle right up to this point, 63 minutes into the match, and this is Divan Nel, top penalty scorer of the competition, top scorer of course for SWD, with an opportunity to kick his team into the lead, and it's a tough one. That much is for certain. There's barely a breath of wind around here at Outeniqua Park in George. As day has become night and the floodlights have now lit up the pitch, it's glory time. It's glory time for somebody, but who's it gonna be? Diva Nell is about to step up for his chance to take his side into a 2-point lead. It's up and it's over. Diva Nell sends the George fans into rapturous applause. With 16 minutes left to go in this Currie Cup First Division final, the home side hits the lead.
Oh, that's a try. A collective effort by this Eagles side. Clinical execution. Recycle ball is good. The running lines are good. And at the end, too much firepower. No one could stop Valke.
Edel Jachers sends it deep. I want the Eagles to attack from as deep as possible. Vulskat charging into the fray. A high tackle as he was on his way down. Yet another penalty against the Valke. What is that? Penalty number 10, 11? To the 2 of SWD.
It's penalty number 10 that the Valke have conceded in this fixture. High tackle, anything around the neck, shoulder areas deemed as dangerous and sanctioned with a penalty. It's all about player safety. Once again, this man has been prominent up and around the head area. Definite penalty. But as I mentioned earlier, keeps the Eagles in the right areas of the field and the scoreboard ticking over.
Bram, you're the expert. Is this Valke team tiring right now? Are they starting to miss their tackles? We'll get back to that shortly. In it comes, and up is Janeman Stander in the 26 jersey, and the 25 is Nicolas Immelman, 2 of the loose forwards changing their jerseys. But look at the strength of this rolling maul. They are running forward with this Valke defense. Oh, they're nowhere in the second half of the Valke. Jachers forced to make the tackle. In over the ball, but it's coming back on SWD's side. Steyn sends it left. The grabber through is really poor from Kirsten Haynes. And it looks like he may have turned over possession. Loose play from the Valke, and it is play on. The Eagles are in for a chance here over the 5-meter line. Oh, the high note Valke need to watch their backs right here, because the Eagles are planning something big. They are owning this second half. Hannes Janssen van Rensburg on that occasion. Here's Steyn. Waiting and weighing up his options, and he's got plenty of those. Jacques Vermaak, their captain, with another carry. Trying to lull this Valke defense into a false sense of security, just as they did for their previous try. Steyn to the left now. Straight at the line, almost breaking through, was Wynand Grasman. Steyn digging in now, complaining. Options left and right. Right is certainly the way to go, and it's Janeman Stander again. He places it back, looking for quick ball. Tyler Fisher, look at him. He's ready to feast. Fisher did not have the momentum that he was trying to build with his first run. The ball was delayed at the base of that ruck. Here's Steyn again. Short ball, Valke holding strong, but they've got to be tired. They've got to be breathing deep. In and over the line. Oh, what a try. SWD strike once more. I think it's Ruben Skuman, their number 4. The celebrations from the bench up to the coaching booth.
Oh, that picture tells a story. It's all smiles from this Eagles side. This is how it all started. A rolling maul out of the book. It started on the 10-yard line. It went up the field for 20 meters. But all I can say, it's about clinical execution, ball retention. What a running line from the big lock forward. Wynand Grasman puts his head down, finds a blade of grass, and that scoreboard just keeps on ticking over for the Eagles in the second half.
Oh, this is rugby. This is rugby here at Outeniqua Park in George. The game of rugby is alive this evening. The Currie Cup First Division final. It has provided some rich entertainment. It has been engaging, it has been enthralling. And Diva Nell has another opportunity to add points to the board. Will take the difference out to 9 points, should he be successful. Of course he does. Devon Nell, he's been immaculate this season. The top penalty scorer in the competition puts another conversion over the bar, and SWD extend their lead.
Continued pressure and wave of attack. Patience is vital with possession in hand. And Krasman gets the spoils.
Yachers launches it deep. This time he's got far more height to it, and the chasing players able to create some trouble for the Eagles players. However, it does still come back on the SWD side. Big kick downfield. There's by Devon Nell, but it's straight down the guts of the field, and it gives an opportunity to Andries Truter. Sends it back wide. Can the Valke find their attacking prowess? Of which there is plenty. The flag is up on the touchline. It never rains, but it pours. A side that dominated the first half, or at least the second half thereof, have found themselves completely bereft of all things relating to rugby here in the second.
Oh, good defense, putting their bodies on the line are the Eagles players. And to get back to your question, Paul, I think a bit of horsepower has run out of this Valke side. Reason being 84 tackles that they've made in this 70 minutes of the fixture.
Time back on.
That's going to come back and haunt them for the last 10 minutes. All the Eagles in the second half.
That lineout does not go the way of SWD. They've had a fine record from the lineout so far this evening. That time,
Sorry. It's too many bodies there.
it was not the case.
Going back for the original knock-on.
Correct call from referee Gwengile Jadesweni. We've entered the final 10 minutes of this match. There are 9 points between the two sides. It's now or never for the Valke. It really is.
Well, that is the third line-out that the Eagles have lost at the set piece. Gifting possession back to the Valke. Let's remind you, ladies and gentlemen, half-time score was 27 points to the Valke, 50 to the Eagles. What a comeback, what a second half.
Sit.
The feed from Anrich Ruchter. He's had very little opportunity on attack in the second half, as has his side. Here's Truter. He's been tackled by the first man on almost every occasion, not allowing him to unleash his attacking talents. It's gone straight through the hands of Skumbuzo Mabuza, who's had a highly impressive evening. He's been lighting this park up, as a matter of fact. Here's Truter, throwing a dummy, getting his team across the gain line. Men over the ball for the Eagles. Turnover ball. That's big stuff. With less than 9 minutes to play, and the chance to kick the ball down into the Valke half and roll another ball their way. Listen to the crowd. The sounds of joy that were not present in the first half are emanating from every corner. Devon Nell approaches a kick to touch, as you would a kick at posts. And rightly so. Good touch found.
Defensively, they've been sound in the second half. Have the SWD Eagles in a position of strength. Wins the penalty for his side. Couldn't get the number of the player. But outstanding play from this Eagles side. And the discipline and penalties amount against the Valke.
SWD side, which beat the Griffins 22 points to 6 right here in the semi-finals to reach this final, while the Valke knocked over the Leopards 59 points to 19 at Barnard Stadium. And now the Eagles on their attack again. Volskut at the back. How much work has he got through? The tireless number 8 for the Eagles. Pick and go, but well met in defense by Valke. It's Andrew Volshek driving the offenders backwards, rather, for the side in red. More strong defense next to the maul. There's going to have to be plenty of that. SWD are clearly targeting the areas right next to the ruck for turnovers. Look at the power of that drive. Offsides! No more called by Gwengile Jadesweni, but it's been spilled into touch. Now that is a highly technical piece of play right there from no more called. It looked like there was a more. We both thought it was offsides. Turned out it wasn't. Gwengile Jadesweni said there was no more. It was open play.
This is the picture that will tell the story. It's a lovely leg drive from the Eagles. Oh, that ball was lost. So definitely not offsides. His the scrum of Heinrich Richter, but unfortunately pass not going to hand. So once again, Eagles in a perfectly positioned area of the field with a line out to come.
Short this time, and they do claim it. That means trouble for the Valke. That spells big trouble. Rolling over the line and into touch. Oh, that is crucial defense. They keep hope alive with 6 minutes to play. It's still 9 points, so they're going to have to score pretty soon.
Oh, it's well defended from the Valke at this defensive line out, shoving the Eagles into touch. Couldn't have done it better. But with 6 minutes to play, it's all Eagles, and they're in the right areas of the field.
Okay, just time off for a boot.
A fair bit of pressure on this throw into the line out as well. Of that there is no doubt. Jan Enslen will be the individual who will be feeding the ball to the line out.
Coaching staff of the Eagles, nervous looks from the assistant coach Kuris on the right.
Just open up that gap for me, please.
Certainly worth taking the time to get this call right. Very helpful from Johan Stein, just shouting out numbers as a scrum half is known to do. The Eagles player appears to have gotten around. No, there's an advantage being played to the Valke. It will be a penalty in their favor. They really need to up the pace now. We're into the final 5 minutes. But for them, as you said, these Valke look extremely tired. They've been asked to make a lot of tackles. I'm taking a look at the stats. The Valke have made 33 more tackles than the Eagles have made tonight, or been asked to make those. But the Eagles have missed 17 tackles, while the Valke have only missed 12. And that ball's still in play, and on we play. And cutting through is Marlo Weich. He's grown in confidence in that second half. In this second half, that much is for certain. Stein to Dekker with a speculator. And it's been turned over to the Valke. Kick forward from Mlondo Borzi. Mlondo Borzi stretching the legs, but Alshon Bok. Oh, he's far too quick to allow Mlondo Borzi to get there first. Spectacular defense. Keeps the ball right here, trapped in the SWD half and into touch. Oh, that is magnificent stuff from Mlondo Borzi. He chased a no-hoper, made the tackle, forced the team into touch and gave the Valke one last chance to put this game back on the line.
It's the 36-year-old Alshon Bok showing that he still has a clean set of heels. Up to the task in cover defense, showing good appreciation of the law, leaving the ball on the ground and recollecting it, getting herded into touch. But Valke probably with their last opportunity of the fixture. Johan Pretorius that enters the fray for the Valke, earning his 50th cap for his side. 50 caps for any union is a massive achievement.
What a day, what a huge achievement indeed. Kwangila Jadizweni laying down the law, saying we'll continue the match without the player. Need to get him off the field. He is not integral to the continuation of play. He's not a hooker. He won't be thrown into the lineout. However, he is being treated right in between the two backlines, so there's a very good chance of him getting in the way of any attacking play, which does eventuate.
Sorry, you got your water carrier on? No, time's off. Time's off.
Well, shortly rugby will recommence.
Time on.
In the final 4 minutes, about 3.5 to play. Crucial line out, and it is claimed by Jacques Alberts. This is it for Heiner Valke. This is it right here. And they have been driven backwards by the Eagles maul. No surprise there, they've struggled all evening long with that. And now the looping pass to the outside. Shut down is Lundo Khalakhala. Pretorius. He gives it to Errol Jachers. All of that attacking ingenuity from the Valke that was present in the first half has evaporated. They're desperate to find some hole in this SWD line. Numbers on the outside. The crowd calls for a forward pass. Baying for blood, and blood they receive. It is forward. It's a scrum down to the home side. Is that it? Has time run out for the Valke?
It doesn't rain, it pours, and then it hails. A definite forward pass. He's a man that's put his hand up for his side as Mabuza from this Hano Valke Currie Cup First Division side. But wow, what a second half performance from this Eagles side. Trailing 27 points to 15. They've turned it around in the second half, Paul.
Truly remarkable stuff from the side not known for the try scoring. They've only gone and scored 3 converted tries in the second half in response to the Valke assault from the first.
No, he's gonna pack down. Crouch. Bind. Sit.
During the regular season, Valke scored 118 more points than the Southwestern District Eagles. But that will not be enough. It will not be enough to see them through here this evening in the one that really matters, in the final. And the hand slaps are flying around from the Eagles as that is a crucial penalty win. Look at that penalty count. How can you say that this Eagle side does not deserve this match, in spite of that wonderful display in the first half from the Valke, when it looked like they were ripping them asunder? But now the sands of time are running out for the side that comes down from Gauteng, and Divan Nel drives the stake further into the heart.
Number 6 red.
That's a scrum penalty by the Valke for scrumming in. And as you mentioned, Paul, it's another penalty conceded by Valke in the second half, or in this fixture, 12 in total. You cannot win a final. It's all about discipline.
Another successful line out for the Eagles. It's dragged down by Skuman. The Valke, they've got to be hurting inside and out right now, and it's showing in the way they're defending this. Rolling forward and rolling on, and sharp for Mark, their captain. And now they protect the ball on the line. The Valke are in trouble. Charging at the line there. Kirsten Haynes thought he got there. Turns out not. Which way is this coming back?
Green going forward. The scrum.
Oh, it's party time now,
It's party time now in George, and I can tell you the catalyst in the second half has been the quality of the line-out work and the driving maul of this Eagles outfit. Defensively, it is energy sapping for the Valke as they get counted down. Hands in the air. They are Currie Cup First Division champions of 2018. That picture there tells a story of 1,000 words.
That, folks, is rugby culture. It is local, it is consequential, and it is brim full of feeling. We have witnessed it here at Outeniqua Park tonight. The spirit of rugby is alive and well.
Sit.
Oh, look at the smile on Johan Stein's face. He knows it's in the bag. Did they kick it into touch? Do they want another try? No. Enough is enough. Alshon Book steps into touch, and you're looking at the champions of the 2018 Currie Cup First Division. Congratulations to the Southwestern Districts Eagles. What a performance. What a season.
Goosebump stuff here at Outeniqua Park. What a turnaround. Reinout van As. In 2017, this Eagles side did not win a game in the Currie Cup First Division. In 2018, they are crowned Currie Cup First Division champions. What a pleasure. They've ticked all the boxes. They have one more box to tick, and that is a promotion relegation game in the near future that will take place against the Cheetahs. What a year, what a dream story. It's a fairy tale.
A fairy tale indeed, from a side which lost their opening match of the competition, consolidated, turned that all around, and look at them now. Oh, it's all hugs, slaps on the back, tears in the eyes, and smiles on the faces. The George fans will be elated, over the moon. They give themselves one chance to get into the Currie Cup next season. But for now, from Outeniqua Park in George, one of the most beautiful grounds in the world, what a wonderful evening we have had. Thank you for joining us. The Eagles win 36 points to 27 in the final.
For true talent, pure pride, and classic competition, nothing beats the original South African Premier Rugby Tournament, the Currie Cup, only on SuperSport. Broadcast brought to you by Direct Access and Buco Hardware and Buildware.
An era has passed, and the legacy has been set.
Drifting, driving. Chance here. That is phenomenal.
Now,
Benzema! Luis Suarez. It's Gareth Bale.
who will lead the charge in the great battle of the Spaniards? Brace yourself for another epic chapter in the saga that is El Clasico. The rivalry continues on your World of Champions SuperSport on DSTV.
You meet, you date, he pops the question. And not long after, it's happily ever after. Right?
I just can't wait. I want to get married.
It's 2018, ladies. Why wait for him to propose? You go and get yours, honey. By planning and proposing in just 3 days.
You what? What rubbish are you talking about? You do know we black, right?
And girls, they don't even know if he's gonna say yes.
I actually want him to say no.
This November, One Magic flips the script as we bring you these women ready to rewrite the rules of love.
And I don't believe in love.
It's tense, it's funny, it's romantic. It's your brand new premium reality show, Marry Me Now SA. Starts 2nd November at 7 p.m. only on One Magic, Channel 103.
Let's get ready to rock and roll. Wow, slow miss. Torres smoking real fast. He looking inside. Take your action.
This October, stay connected to SuperSport on DSTV with fast corners, super skills, and great goals. Enjoy October with Formula One, Serie A, UEFA Champions League, SA vs Zim, WGC HSBC Champions, and the Currie Cup. Brace yourself this November for an African major, power serves, and Spanish flair. Enjoy November with NetBank Golf Challenge, Nito ATP Finals, and La Liga. This December, be prepared for super tries, local disky, and European magic. Enjoy December with the HSBC 7 Series, ABSA Premiership, and Premier League. Only on SuperSport on DSTV.
The final of the Currie Cup First Division of 2018. The scoreline at halftime stood at 27-15 to the Valke. But in the end, the Eagles turned it around with a 21-0 second half performance, winning 36 points to 27, 5 tries to 3. Utterly engaging, absolutely wonderful rugby from the beginning to the end of this match. Southwestern District's Eagles turning over a difficult first half. We were entertained, were we not?
I can tell you one thing, I'd love to have known what was said at half-time by the coach, Renan Fanas, to his troops. Let's join Sam Ludidi down on the field.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm with the presentation party here on the field, and we're joined by Mr. Francois Davids, who's the Deputy President of South African Rugby, Mr. Henny Bartman, who is the President of the Southwestern District Rugby Union, and Mr. Jan Wichand, who is the President of the Hano Falkers Rugby Union as well. We'll start off our proceedings this evening by having a chat with our Currie Cup Man of the Match, brought to you by Nashua and Direct Access, and his trophy is going to be handed over to him by Mr. Francois Davids of SA Rugby, and he is in the form of Wayne Vosgeld. Going to be having a chat with Wayne. Sorry, I butchered your surname a little bit there. It's Wayne Vosgeld. Wayne, a fantastic game for you guys today, and particularly the result that you brought out this evening.
Ja, ik denk dat ons als span het goed gaat doen dit jaar. Ik denk ons goal is het bereik. Ik denk alle eer aan de heren.
Not many people can say they scored a hat-trick at the final of a game, and you get to tick off that box here tonight.
Ja, ik denk het komt bij de jaren, maar ik ben excited bij dat.
Thank you very much, Wayne. I'll let you join the team again for your presentation. And we're going to bring over the match officials as well from today's game. And the gentleman in the form of Tuengile Jadesweni. And he was assisted by Ben Cross and Rowan Meirung. And the third match official as well was Johan Greef. And as the officials make their way past, we're going to call on the side of the losing team for today, because unfortunately there must always be a winner, and there's always be a winner, a loser rather, and the visiting side of the Valke.
Well, it's the Valke, the losing side, unfortunately. Let's take nothing away from them. We feel for them. They came out here, they had a fantastic first half, Paul. They were leading 27 points to 15. Tries by Richter. Taljaard scored 2, the top try scorer in the Currie Cup First Division this year. He scored 13 tries in total. You have to feel for these guys. They came out here, they gave it their best. And at the end of the day, I can tell you one thing. You said Odanikwa and George will be proud. South African rugby can be proud of a spectacle like what happened this evening.
And well, we all should be. The Valke, let's remind ourselves, in the Supersport Rugby Challenge, they won one match, and that was against the Namibia Witches, a team which was pounded down upon by every single other team in the group. And they happened to lose their away match to Namibia as well. So a very, very difficult Supersport Rugby Challenge. And they've turned that around to be in the final, to finish second on the log here in the Currie Cup First Division. It is an excellent achievement. But let's be honest, we were fearful at the beginning that the Valke defense would be what costed them. And in the second half, they conceded 3 tries. And they've conceded many tries throughout this tournament, haven't they?
Oh, most definitely so.
With the skipper of the Valke side, Shane, unlucky on the results here this evening.
Yeah, obviously we're very disappointed with the loss, but I just want to congratulate the SWD for playing well, and yeah, they must enjoy their celebrations.
You've had a massive turnaround from the Supersport Rugby Challenge season all the way to where you are now. You must be proud of your troopers from what they've accomplished this year.
Yeah, I'm very proud of the guys. I've been playing rugby for quite a while, and these bunch of guys want to play rugby and they want to work hard. So I'm looking forward to next year, and we'll take it from there.
A little bit more game specific now. A couple of things letting the Valke down today. What would you attribute the last 2 here today?
Well, first half we had the ball and we were scoring tries. In the second half you can't win games you have no ball. So yeah, once again, well done to SWD.
Unlucky on the result tonight, Shane. All the very best for future endeavours.
Thank you very much.
And we'll now call on the winning team, which is the home side as well. The First Division Currie Cup champions, ladies and gentlemen, the SWD Eagles.
Well, it's the Otaniqua faithful. that raise their voices and applaud their team as they get their medals. They can be extremely proud. They threw everything, including the kitchen sink, at this Valke side in the second half. They turned it around from a 27.15 deficit at half-time to 21 unanswered points in the second half. Clinical execution, accurate decision-making, Paul.
A team that has every right to feel very proud of themselves. The coaching staff, the players, the injuries that they suffered in the first half. There's one of them. Their number 15, Leighton Extian, pulled up with what looked like a calf injury, never made his way back onto the field. Alshon Bork looked like he wouldn't be coming back on, but come back on he did, and he made a crucial defensive play as well. The Valke side went away in the second half, but that's only because this SWD side piled the pressure onto them.
Oh, you hit that right on the head. You only play as well as your opposition allow you to play. SWD in that second half, they're driving more at line-out time, sapped the energy of this Valke side. They were exceptional. Their big number 8, Wayne Vilskut, scored a hat-trick. He kept them on the scoreboard. He scored that first try in the second half, and he kept it going. Reinhard van As, look at that. He must be such a proud man. What a turnaround from not winning a game in 2017 to lifting the trophy in 2018. As I said early on, this is a fairy tale.
Absolutely remarkable stuff. Fairy tale story from SWD. It wasn't just 1 year that they didn't win a game, it was almost a 2-year stretch that they could not win one rugby match across all the various competitions in which they take part. They stopped that. They put an end to it this year in the Supersport Rugby Challenge, narrowly missing out on a knockout spot.
Jacques, winless 2017, and now you're going home with the trophy in 2018.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to give glory to God. I know that there's a lot of people that know how many times we made for God and his team. We came together 2 weeks before the competition. We said we're going to put God first in the team, and God came through for us. So I want to give glory to God. I just want to commend, thank you to the supporters that we have. Thank you for each everyone. Thank you for the team. This is our year. I know that God have a future and a hope for this team and for this union. Glory to God.
Plenty of emotion then, understandably so as well. You guys sort of slumped towards the back end of that first half. What was said to you in the change room that brought out such a different team in the second half?
I think that as we walk into the Clerks, we just know that we can win this cup. We know that this is our year. We just stuck to our game plan. We said, keep the ball. We know we can push over tries. We know that we have the forwards is great. So we just said, guys, we need to win. We stick together. We play for each other and play for God. Have faith in this team.
The attacking prowess in the first half was absolutely really incredible, and you came out in the second half and completely unmatched, 21 unanswered points. What did you do to keep the excitement down and keep the guys executing towards the back end of that second half?
Oh, just goes to chase, just keep the ball, keep commending, just go forward and score tries. It's all about scoring tries. The guys that the best defense and the guys that work best defense, so we just keep the ball and score tries.
Well, Jacques, your team and Mr. Francois Davids are waiting to hand over that First Division Currie Cup trophy to you. So I'm going to let you go and join your side along with Mr. Francois Davids.
Jacques Vermaak could be a boxing promoter in his second life, but get ready for the Southwestern District Eagles, who are the champions of the 2018 Currie Cup First Division. Joy unbounded as the flames light up the night sky in George. The Eagles are the champions of the Currie Cup First Division. What a match, what a season, and it's not over yet. They still get the chance to be promoted into the Currie Cup. But for now, it's all about the celebrations for the champions. Community togetherness. This is a team. Look at those faces. Feel the joy. We hope that you've enjoyed the ride with us. The Currie Cup First Division of 2018 comes to a close, and the champions are the Southwestern District's Eagles. Enjoy your weekend and join us for the Currie Cup tomorrow.
At the top, the only competition is yourself. The real challenge starts when you reach beyond your own limits. It's there you find out just how great you can be.